What's up YouTube, it's Mercanai1 here. So I thought I'd bring you an updated version of Machina Gadget with redox. This is extremely similar to the Argentina build, which you may have seen floating around. Yeah, even after trying to do sort of my own spins on the deck, my builds ended up being fairly similar anyway. So I just think it's probably the best way of running the deck. There is an additional card and some swap arounds, especially in the extra deck, and I've got a sort of rudimentary side put together. This is kind of a bit more geared towards my locals, especially with the side, so might not be good everywhere. But yeah, let's get onto it. 2 of each gadget, 3 is bad, and I always seem to open more than one gadget anyway, which is annoying, but at the same time, with Veiler being more and more popular, sometimes having that spare gadget in hand is a good thing, so that's just something to think about. But yeah, this is more control, so 3 is bad. I only play 3 in like a proper offering double summon spam build, so yeah. For the Machina Engine, triple gear frame, 2 fortress, and I'm actually running force over cannon simply because there are a lot of dark wards on my locals, and this deck already gets really hurt by deck dev. I don't need more things to get hit by it. And I think in the probably about 8 months I've been playing gadgets, I've summoned Machina Cannon once. So, and it didn't even win me that game. Going on to 3 goldfish and 3 kage just for your instant Xyz drops. Then 2 drag, 2 maxi. I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with maxi at the moment. Yeah, it just seems to be completely absent from my hand when my opponent's going off, and like after they've already exhausted all of their resources and gone off, and I'm being reduced to top decking, then I draw it. But I think that's just my bad luck with the deck. Yeah, I won't cut it. It's food for redox, even if it's a 1-for-1. So, and just play 2 redox. I wouldn't really run 3. That requires an even more dedicated build, and I'm already running like fairly skinny back row for gadgets anyway. So, yeah, that's the monsters. For spells, run the Trinity and 3 MST. That's it. It's just 6. I'm not maining book because I don't like book, even this format. I know book's a good card, but I've never liked it personally. And Lance is not as good as it used to be. I do like Lance, protects your shit from like bottomless and stuff, but yeah, it's not even very helpful for using gadgets and stuff to beat over things with, because the format's changed, so you're facing like priestesses and huge dragons instead of like bear, so that's the thing. Traps, fiendish, bombless, torrential, mirror force. I put these in over compulse simply just for my locals, because I think there's like 1 dragon player there at the moment. Actually, I think there's 2, but yeah, it's just better against the vast majority of things in my locals. Then the Solemn Duo, for obvious reasons, and then my 41st card, my personal kind of curveball. I run 1 pinpoint guard. This is good for when they avail a gadget and then kill it and then try to attack you directly. You can stop on OTK, get the gadget search, which they previously veilered and then your engine started running again. And even if you have nothing which activates a search in your grave, you can get back any 4, then just normal summon a gadget and go into rank 4s. Or even if you just have a max C or something, it can save you, because it doesn't have to be level 4, it's level 4 or lower. So bring back max C and cock block something. So yeah, that's the main deck, is 41 cards. Seems relatively consistent in testing. Well, as I said, I do generally get shit hands with this deck no matter what I do. I think in MCall40's regional report, he said he didn't open double gadgets once. I took, not this build, but another 6 gadget build to locals on Saturday, and I didn't go a single match without opening double gadget. So, there we go. On to the extra. King of the Elements, such as Kage, and is just good in general. 2 Gigant, 1 Pap, 1 Abyss Dweller. Really starting to see more play again, just because Mermels and Dragons still get fucked by this card. This and back row is just really good. Direwolf, Cowboy wins games. Maestroke, Emerald, because I cut Avarice, because I thought redox would just be banishing shit, so yeah, mini Avarice. Lavalval chain, I finally got my hands on one. If you're running the redox build of this, you need lavalval chain. This is the reason why I hadn't done a video on this build, so I didn't have one. I picked up yesterday, I think, so yeah. That just opens up all of the combos that you run this build to do. Shockmaster, Ouroboros, 1 Die Sigma. I really like Die Sigma. He's just a massive dick. So, oh, that's nice Dragosack you have, yeah. Hi Dragosack. You can't do shit unless you have the Veiler, which would suck, but oh well. And then rank 7s in the form of Big Eye and the Big Sack himself. For side deck, this is kind of thrown together as all my side decks are, but yeah, 1 Swift Scarecrow, Searchable Earth, OTK Stopper. Tempted to bump this up to 2 in the side deck actually, because Trag is a little bit risky against the dragons, so just because they'll go Big Eye, steal it, make something else, copy a 7 in the grave, go Dragosack and just kind of beat you from there. So yeah, Swift is good. Also good against Evil Spawns if they get on top of you and Trag is dead in hand. Swap it out for Swift Scarecrow. Triple Draw and Lock because Prophecy's a deck. 3D Fissure because Mermels and Dark Worlds are still decks. I know I keep mentioning about Dark Worlds and nobody's really seen them do anything. Kind of in the meta at the moment, but at my locals there's a group of like 4 or 5 people who always play Dark Worlds, so it's in there for them. 2 Compulse because I'm still not really sure on maining it, because there are more Prophecy players at my locals than Dragons, and Compulsory is pretty shitty against Prophecy, so yeah. 2 Imperial, probably going to bump up to 3. Obviously you take out like redox when you put that in. Well, you could keep it in, but you can't really get a lot out of it, it's just the reborn effect. So yeah. My most common siding thing is just take out 2 redox, put in the 2 iron wall. It works. 2 Kaiku, because he's good against dragons as well, and Dark World and other stuff, like insectors and whatnot. And 2 rivalry for Evil Swarm, because while Evil Swarm aren't really the biggest threat to this deck, Ophion is still big and he still blocks Fortress. So yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to cover at this point. I'll be doing a video on an update build of War Gods or Bujin probably after the weekend, because I'm moving out of my uni house back home as it were. So yeah, I'll probably do that Monday or Tuesday. As for the discussion, I've got some YGO Pro replays which I can just put some music and give you to just tide you over a bit till then, because I've captured some like pretty good combos and it's me getting out of tight situations, and it's not even like a proper competitive build of Bujin. There's no like warnings or anything in there, or some might be bottomless, I'm not sure, but it's just kind of a theme deck and it seems to be really good even without sort of like the generic support, because post Shadow Spectres Bujins are pretty dumb, to be honest. I can imagine if they get a third set of support they could really start laying smackdown. That is if the set template list actually does anything. And I've rambled on for far too long. So yeah, this has been Uzmak1, signing out.